What if your workshop schedule could build itself automatically? Today, in the majority of factories, scheduling is still done in people's heads, on simple spreadsheets, and with a great deal of intuition. No one truly measures the real impact of their scheduling decisions on the overall global performance of the operation. Planora changes the game. A single tool, a single click. Artificial intelligence optimizes your schedule, simulates your workshop, and delivers immediate, actionable visual results. With a single click, Planora provides you with the most effective schedule, one that takes into account all your constraints. Planora operates in 3 phases. Behind the scenes, 2 engines launch automatically. First, optimization, then simulation. The results are fed directly into Power BI, ready to be viewed in the workshop. Nothing else to do. Your production managers can focus on what truly matters. Your planners, for their part, can focus on just one question: how to accommodate more orders. The entire process begins with the input data. These are organized in simple Excel files. Your machines, considering their setup times, their rates of failure and repair, your operators, with their availability and their specific skills, and also your product lines. There's no complex software to configure and no specific interface to deal with. You simply work with the tools and knowledge you already possess. Before you initiate the calculation, you just adjust the desired level of confidence. 5 iterations for a quick overview, or 500 for a robust solution. A 60% confidence interval to explore, or 95% to ensure reliability. You choose the slider between speed and precision. Then, you launch Planora. The tool operates through 3 distinct phases. The initial phase focuses on identifying the optimal solution. The OptQuest engine, recognized as the most powerful available on the market, thoroughly explores the experimental domain. It doesn't test every single possible combination. There would simply be far too many of them. Instead, it intelligently converges on finding a robust and reliable solution. The second phase is dedicated to industrial simulation. Planora then injects the optimal settings it has found into a comprehensive model of your entire workshop. This model was custom-built, adapted to your company's specific operational guidelines. Are your flows push-based, pull-based, Kanban-driven, or DDMRP-driven? Each site has its own logic, and the simulator faithfully reproduces it. It simulates your entire production schedule and retrieves all process data, entry and exit times for each machine, waiting times, occupancy rates, sequencing, and delays. What you're seeing on your screen right now is the full report generated by Planora. Thanks to Power BI, it can be exported with just one click, either to PDF or PowerPoint, directly from an integrated button. No data reprocessing is necessary. The report is completely ready for immediate use. Bring it to a steering committee meeting or a decision-making session to clearly explain your choices, justify your strategic priorities, and effectively align your teams. This particular page displays the fitness score, which is Planora's central performance indicator. It represents a unique value found at the intersection of all the model's critical constraints: machine, operator, deadline, and capacity. This is precisely the value the algorithm aims to minimize, to maximize your workshop's overall performance. By itself, this figure might not mean much to a new user, but its true power emerges when comparing multiple scenarios. It's what lets you objectively choose between 2 schedules. Here, you'll find the essential indicators for your planning: the number of on-time production orders, those that are late, the respected proportions, total minutes of delay, and their distribution per manufacturing order. At a glance, you know where you stand. These indicators were created as examples, but this page is designed to evolve with your needs. Each client can integrate their own KPIs, the ones that truly matter for their business. And here is the most telling result: the Gantt chart. Every machine, every operation, every slot automatically planned by Planora. This schedule was not put together by hand. It is the direct result of optimization. Please take a moment to observe it closely. This is your optimized production week. Once the optimum is found, the Planora tool enables the execution of multi-scenario analyses. We begin with an initial scenario: 60 production orders to be manufactured, a plant operating under normal conditions. This is how the workload is distributed across the various machines. The total capacity is 352,000 minutes. The first machine clearly stands out with a load of 138,000 minutes. It dictates the pace. This is our starting point. Second scenario, the same 60 work orders, the same machines, but 5 operators are absent all week from April 13th. The total capacity doubles to 698,000 minutes. And most importantly, look, the 8th machine's load skyrockets from 25,000 to 153,000 minutes. The bottleneck has completely shifted. The 6th machine goes from 3,000 to 66,000 minutes of load. Just 1 week of absences was enough to redistribute the entire workflow and halt production on a machine that wasn't the original issue. Third scenario, to compensate for this, we increase the capacity. Some machines operate on 2 9-hour shifts, while others run on 3 8-hour shifts. The 8th machine will be opened this Saturday and will be adding an additional operator. The fitness duration is 656,000 minutes. That's an improvement, but the bottleneck still persists. The 8th machine, however, gets even worse, reaching 160,000 minutes. Upstream machines are now running faster. The first is at 130,000, the second at 33,000, but parts are piling up at the 8th. Which can't handle any more. We sped up upstream production, but all we really did was generate work in progress and feed the bottleneck faster. We were working with the wrong parameters. Fourth scenario, the same configuration as the third, the same schedules, the same additional operator, but this time we're rerouting half of the OFs from the 8th machine over to the 9th, which is equivalent but has a 20% longer cycle time. The fitness falls to 572,000 minutes, and then everything changes. The 8th machine drops from 160,000 to 13,500 minutes. The 9th absorbs the load at 84,500 minutes. No need to invest in more hours or personnel. It was enough to just redistribute the flow. What these 4 scenarios show is that the bottleneck isn't fixed. It shifts depending on constraints, absences, a schedule change, or rerouting. Every decision reshuffles the deck. And that's the value of this tool. It allows production managers to explore these scenarios, to pinpoint the real bottleneck, and to choose the right lever before investing. And once that right lever has been identified, the final step is to rerun the optimization within this new framework. Exploration guides the decision-making process. The optimizer confirms the best possible scheduling. The manager then decides where to take action. The tool clearly shows them how. Planora transforms the inherent complexity of your production into clear, actionable decisions. Identify your bottlenecks, test your hypotheses, and optimize your scheduling, all conveniently within a single, powerful tool. Interested in learning more? Please contact us.